Hey guys, and welcome back to another City Skylines tutorial. I'm sorry this one is a little late. I had a bit of a busy Friday on, so we didn't manage to get this out on Friday, but hopefully this should be up for Saturday for you guys. It shouldn't take too long to upload. But today we're just going to be covering how you can build kind of a cute little town centralised area using some parks, some public transport, some schools and a bit of commercial, and the library building from the campus expansion. And then also a high school as well, and just kind of how you can decorate this to make it look a little kind of interesting. So if you're kind of stuck for a bit of inspiration, this is more of kind of a little modular build rather than a tutorial, but we'll see if that spans off into a different series. This is just on the city that I play off camera, just to get away from Fremwood when I want to. It's not that big yet, just really simple, quite gridded and squared. But we came up with this little idea. I'm just going to expand on it and how you guys can use this. Just if you're looking for that centralized area to place in the new town that you've just started, or maybe you want to start a new town away from your kind of high-rise downtown area, then something like this can come in quite useful. So we'll jump into a build map and we'll start on this right now. Okay guys, so here we are. I'm using a tropical map, and with the unmodded game you get access to some of these kind of fern looking plants, as well as some of the more exotic looking palm trees that spawn over here as well. So it's up to you which kind of map theme you want to play on, but for the kind of feel and general aesthetic of this city, I'm going to be going with the tropical theme, but do that as you will. So we're going to start out, obviously this is a brand new map and a totally empty city, so we're just going to start out from any point. So you want to mark out the area that you're going to be working with here. So we're going to go ahead and grab our 4-lane roads, and then we're going to come out, actually no, sorry, we're going to grab our 2-lane road, sorry, you don't want the 4-lane right here. So we're going to come out by 440, which will give us a block like that. And then we're just going to come up here and just mark that as where we're going to turn. And then we're going to come out here by 360, so they're not quite level with one another. It's kind of to avoid the map looking too symmetrical. And then where we mark that point out, we're going to come out by 400, and then we're going to come across and then meet this one symmetrically. So you can see that if we join these two squares up here, this one is smaller than this one would be. And then from this point we're going to come up by 800, so that's 20 blocks, 2 full markers, just like that. And we're going to come in and then just make this like that. So really simple grid pattern. You can see we've got this little gap in the middle here. Depending on how your town building location is situated, you might want to make this a little bit wider. Just kind of adjust this shape as to how you need it. This is really more of an inspirational build as opposed to an exact tutorial. And then from this point here, we're going to come out by 120, and then up by 160, and then the same 160 again. And there, so we get a little square, and then you can bring this out, and this really is where I would connect the rest of your town. So this, for example, could be housing, it could be access from a highway, whatever is on this part of your map. You can also mirror this onto any of the corners here, but for the sake of this build, we are going to be doing just this right here. So now we're going to hop into our educational buildings. So the whole point of this area is to bring people to it. So it almost serves like a community hub. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put in a elementary school. And you want to have this facing on this road. So if you treat in this road here, which is called Oliver Street, this would be your main road. So we're just going to go ahead and grab our school, and we're going to have it make sure it's facing onto the side road here. You don't want it on the main road. Then what we're going to do is we're just going to do a little bit of decoration. We're going to grab some of our gravel paths here, and again, depending on what kind of aesthetic you're going for, you can go for something else if you like. Maybe one of the tarmac paths would look better in your town. And then we're going to come across and grab some of our palm plants, and then we're just going to plot these along the side. Nice and easy, just simple decorations. And maybe a couple of palm trees along here as well. And you can just place them as you wish in and around. And then you can come in as well, just a little decorating tip. If you grab some of these rocks here and then just place them around the base. And if you just tap the right mouse button, they will spin around in a little 360 circle, and then you can come in and decorate them with a few bushes. It just adds a nice bit of texture to your map. Now back in this big square over here, we are going to go ahead and grab a plaza, and we're going to use the plaza with picnic tables, and that's going to fit perfectly in the middle here. So you want 2 blocks either side of this, so you have something like that. And then again, we're just going to go ahead and grab our gravel paths, and we're going to come up right alongside this here, so you have something that looks pretty much like that. Now, if you are playing with the Park Life expansion, which I am doing, it isn't essential, but you can play with it. What you can do is you can actually paint this as a park area. So I'm just going to go ahead and paint just this middle block here. You don't want to do this whole region as a park. And then we can go into our park stuff, grab the city parks, and then you want to use the park main gate, the smaller one. Don't use this large one, it's too big for the feel that we're going for here. And then we're just going to place this 1 block away from where we drew this path in. So we have that 1 block gap, and then we can come in, grab our dirt paths and connect that up. So you have something that looks like that, and then you connect that to that side as well. Just a side note, if you do want these park stats to count as visitors, so here where it says total visitors and visitors this week, if you want that number to go up, then you need to have these park gates on every single point entry to the park. So here, 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 and whatever else you connect it. Now, for right now, I'm not really bothered about that. This is purely for aesthetic reasons. I'm not expecting this park to make me any kind of money. It will level up naturally. It probably won't go to level 5, but it's really up to you if you want to do that. I don't really see the need. It's entirely down to you. So then we're going to come over to this next tile that we haven't touched yet, and then continuing from here, we're going to come in a little fashion like this, and we're just going to connect up to a point here. Snap that back a bit up to there, and then there, and then you can decorate this with a couple more palms, just 2 in each, and maybe a palm tree in there as well. And then right here, you're just going to draw all this bit in as commercial. And then you're going to get 2 nice big buildings here of commercial. So it will look pretty sweet. And there's also, you can also paint this bit in as commercial as well. Just up to this pedestrian crossing here will give you a nice little look. And then the reason we built this is because it's going to function as kind of a little point for our police station to rest. So using the small police station here, you're going to have like a little pathway that's going to link these 2 up, and that'll connect up there as well. And then again, just continue decorating to keep the theme going with these palm leaves, which I think look really cool. You can maybe add in a couple palm trees either side as well. That's just a nice way to kind of separate your police station away from the main high street. It looks really cool. You can maybe add in a larger rock amongst here as well. That one's a little bit too big. One of these will fit in. You can even just go for a few smaller ones, and then a couple of palms, and maybe a big palm bush in the middle. And I find the best way to decorate these little plazas is to not focus on them too much. You know, don't focus on what you place, and just kind of move your mouse around and place. And you'll have something that end up looks pretty good. So you see, this is kind of like a little overgrown bit. No one really comes here. And then if you do have the park life stuff, you also have access to a bunch of plazas, which look really nice. So you can have a plaza in here maybe, or maybe a park cafe. Again, all this stuff is just going to focus on bringing people into your downtown area. Again, this isn't a downtown, it's more of a low-key town. And the chest thing is a little bit too big. We can maybe get in another park restroom or an info booth perhaps. So this stuff, it just kind of really fleshes out these empty spaces. And then again, you just want to carry on that decorating theme here. Just little plazas surrounded by palm plants. maybe, again, just focus on those little rock decorations around the base of our tree. More bushes. Kind of see already looks just so much more interesting. You have a little bit of a main street here with the nice palms and plazas, and then we're going to go ahead and jump into our high school. I prefer using the regular high school for this, but you can use the Institute of Creative Arts. It's really up to you. Depends which fits in with your theme, really. And then again, I am using the campus expansion, and it's also a nice idea to drop a library in here as well, which can be really beneficial to your city. So it's beneficial because it gives the small bonus to education. So having both the high school and the elementary school here will both really help to just boost the efficiency of these two little buildings here. And again, just on this side. Couple of palms, and then just to kind of box it off to really help separate it, go ahead and grab your fence tool and then just lock onto this and then come down to here. And then we can just box this place off. Just remember, if you do want this park to become kind of a main park and to be actually making you some money, then you do need to have the park gates at each entrance to the park area, otherwise they won't count as visitors. They do have to pass through a park gate. But already that just looks so much more interesting than just placing one of these things down. You know, you can even as well, if you wanted to, you could run a tram line through here. That would be really interesting. Or you can have just buses coming and stopping up along these places. So we'll jump back into my off-camera city now, and you guys can see how this place looks with people floating in and around it. Some different things that I might have done, but really don't take this as kind of an exact tutorial. Really treat this as a bit of inspiration. And if you guys do have any suggestions, or you'd like to see me kind of build something, again, this is all unmodded. It's just using some of the expansion packs, and you don't even need the expansion packs for it. You can do without. But yeah, see what you guys think. Let me know in the comments if you enjoyed it, and we'll jump back into my off-camera city now, and we'll see how it works in a real city. Okay guys, so here you are. You can see the kind of general layout that I've taken. You know, you can see that little theme that we've kept with the roads and the schools. We have little trees here. See, I've taken my path slightly differently here. So yeah, I really want you guys to treat this as a bit of inspiration. You don't have to take this word for word, or block for block rather, tile for tile, whatever you want to call it. But you know, it's just a nice little bit of inspiration, so you guys can, maybe, you know, if you're stuck in a rut and you're building the same patterns and things over and over again, this might help you break out of that. And if you have any suggestions of what you'd like to see, please let me know in the comments, or you can ask me on Twitter, which links are in the description. I'm always keen to do these kind of helpful build videos, and this probably will be under a new series of modular build inspiration rather than a tutorial like the previous ones that we've done on the channel. You can find those in a playlist link in the description below. Otherwise guys, let me know how you get on with it. If you do use this, send me some screenshots on Twitter. I'd love to see some of these stuff in action. Otherwise guys, thanks for watching, and please do enjoy the rest of your day.